So, yeah, we are waiting, for the live stream. I know it's over, but let's make a video about it. Why not? The key art? Is this key art? The rest of the key art's always so good. It's a beautiful key art. I love this key art.
Greetings, agents. This is your community manager, 3RL. Happy New Year to everybody. Woo! What's that? Boop, 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 boop. Breaking news. The powerful mutant villain, Goblin Queen, is said to be recreating reality as she pleases. As a clone of Jean Grey, the powerful mutant villain, Goblin Queen, possesses an incredible power to alter the future in reality itself.
Okay.
Agents, now, be careful not to be swept away by the twisted future she is creating. Well, now that you've been warned, let's briefly go over the update, shall we? First up, as you may have guessed, the theme of the January update is centered around the powerful mutant villain, Goblin Queen. Furthermore, a new epic quest that has been highly anticipated awaits. Through the epic quest, various new heroes who have gained new powers, and heroes with new looks will be added. So please stay till the end. And as always, please note that the footage presented in today's stream is being played on a test build, and there may be differences from the actual update. And like every time, we've prepared a gift for agents who watch the live stream until the very end. So stay with us. Now, with that being said, let's dive into the details of the January update.
It's just a freaking sneak peek again. I mean a cool sneak peek, it's not a bad sneak peek. Beware the Goblin Queen.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and introduce the details of the highly anticipated new epic quests. I hear that many of our agents have been looking forward to this. Let's go ahead and jump into it, shall we? The story begins.
Okay.
Alrighty. Trying to get some of this action to play here. Here we go. This new epic quest revolves around mutants who have sensed an impending danger, embarking on a journey to prevent it. In particular, at the center of this story is the Summers family. Will the Summers family be able to avert the danger facing mutants everywhere? And will they be able to reach a happy ending? Find out by participating in the epic quest. Alrighty. Here we go.
Yes.
Gonna go ahead and start here.
Oh my god.
The epic quest consists of a total of 55 quests, featuring epic quest exclusive heroes like Havoc. You can just acquire him real quick here.
I mean, I'm not disappointed. You can also sell him off at tier 2. You
can also get the deluxe hero, Hope Summers. Alrighty. Skip that.
You saw tier 2.
As you can see, we've got lots of quests here.
And plenty to
do. Exodus, who can be acquired through the Dimension Shift. And lastly, we have the final character, Madeline Pryor, who can be acquired by upgrading all designated characters to tier 2.
It's not bad.
You can also acquire Cyclops and Kid Omega Exogene at the stages for time travel. Lastly, we have another deluxe reward for players. Let's find that real quick for you. Here we go. Check out this bad boy. A high quality exclusive power saving mode has also been added in deluxe pack. So be sure to
the
check out
cool
the epic Madeline
Cool.
Pryor. I think she looks pretty awesome. Have this nice little glow effect with her powers there. But enough about that. Let's take a closer look at the heroes who embark on the journey in this epic quest, shall we? First, as you saw in the beginning of the epic quest, you can obtain the new native tier 2 hero Havoc at 1 star upon entering and can upgrade him through the stored progression. Havoc, who absorbs cosmic energy into his body and transforms it into plasma, will be available for tier 3 advancement upon release.
I mean, hopefully he's
Check out some
good,
of his
like,
sweet moves.
yeah. If he's not good, then I don't
And
know
he
what
can be
they're
used in
doing.
both PvP and PvE, but performs better in PvP. His first passive is called Energy Lock.
Too many,
Absorbs a
too
small
many
percentage of
PvP
energy
updates
attack,
these days.
increases all basic
give us
attacks,
hella one
also grants
rule.
super armor, as well as other buffs you can check
mean-
in game.
I mean,
Next
it's
up, we have
good
his
with
tier 2
PvP
passive,
characters.
Control Advancement, which increases skill and bonus damage by a percentage and decreased damage received by a percent. And then
Not
his leader skill is called Energy Buster, a percentage increase of energy attacks to all allies.
How many percent?
Let's go
though?
ahead and check out a
How many
closer
percent,
look at the
though? 'Cause
powerful
hella
son of
60%.
Cyclops. Alrighty, comes in.
He looks
A
cool.
little bit of a
like,
hero landing there.
he looks really
We're
cool.
going to jump right into it. Right here in the front, we have our first skill ready to go, which is Energy Bullet Wave. Bam. Alright, one more time. Energy Bullet Wave causes some energy damage. And we're going to stay right here for skill number 2. We have Infinite Plasma. Infinite Plasma applies paralysis and causes energy
Well,
damage.
if you're gonna call it infinite plasma,
We're
then
gonna
just
right-
really
this is a
make it
really
an
fun one to me. Try to go here.
infinity
We have
skill.
Spinning
Those skills that
Shockwave.
last forever,
Kinda
maybe.
jumps out of the way there, throws his little shockwave cyclone, if you will.
Okay.
Check it on the other side. I really
Okay.
like how he jumps back out of
Havoc's
danger.
cooking up
Spinning
something.
shockwave applies stun, snare, and incapacitation.
We can
while
never see
applying
what's
recovery
spinning
HP,
because
and
the screen
increases
always
all
just
basic
blocks what's
attacks
good.
based on
What's
accumulated inflicted
freaking
damage.
spinning?
Next up, we'll stay right here for skill number 4, which is Plasma Combination.
Oh yeah, he's definitely.
Plasma
needed.
Combination enables an attacking target that has ignore target effect, applies silence, incapacitation, as well
How are
as
they gonna do?
silence and paralysis, and applies a
What are they
percentage
gonna
chance
do?
to
Well,
penetrate
what's legend content?
barrier shield and all damage immune, among other buffs. Go here on the left.
It's kind of worrying.
This is
actually.
my favorite move of his. Not really any reason in particular, but just because he kind of like just stands there, absorbs
Charge
some
suit?
energy, and then blasts
Oh,
it out.
no.
Just like that. Just his general presence causes the enemies to kind of have damage. This causes snare and incapacitation, and it also applies all damage immunity, increases all basic attacks, defense, and speed. And lastly, we have his ultimate.
I mean, like, for the 5th skill, what they could have done is basically make it so that the more damage that he takes, the more total damage that the final explosion actually does. So, like, it actually makes it look like that. He's absorbing the power and redirecting it in his own way. It would be cool, but they didn't add it, of course.
Skill, maximum power release. Speaking of storing energy, let's check it out, shall we? Maximum power release when using the tier 3 skill. Havoc concentrates energy in his right hand and dramatically releases it to crush his enemies. Alright,
It looks
let's
like
go
some-
ahead and
It looks
jump
like some
into
tier
the
3, but
practice
just
combo.
with the beam.
We're going to do things a little bit different. I'm going to go ahead and test the skills out myself instead of hitting the preview button. Let's see how we do. Some of the rehearsals I did really good. Some I did not so good. So we'll see how we go. 3, 5, and 4. If you always want to check out the other combos, as you know, check out the practice area yourself. Wish me luck. 3, 5, 4.
Oh.
Nope, that's a fail. Try it one more time just for the sake of
Delay
practice.
cancel 3, 5 cancel 4.
Cool down.
Or 5 delay cancel 4.
3, 5, 4.
Boost.
Well, let me know in the comments if you have any tips and tricks, because I'm trying to get better at this and just, you know, still learning. Like I said, I swear during the first time I got them all right. But will you have what it
Okay.
takes to harness Havoc's incredible power?
I mean, he looks good, like, for baby. Hope Summers.
Next up, we have the Messiah of mutants, Hope Summers,
Messiah.
who can use powerful telekinesis and telepathy and brings out the powers of other mutants. She's also been released as a potential Transcendence hero. Check out some of these moves here. Big fan of this next one. There's like this afterglow, after image on her attacks. I think it's just really fun. Great animation. At least I think so myself. Hope Summers also has the
She
ability
looks
to
rogue.
copy all abilities, absorb variant mutant
See?
abilities, incorporate with Cable to attack enemies. She not only unites with Cable, but also collaborates with Rachel Summers and Kid Omega to unleash the power of the Phoenix Force during battle. We're going to check out the characters of her leader skill. The first one is called Last Hope. It has an increase to all basic attacks to all mutant allies, and a larger increase to her stepfather, Cable. Both her passive skills apply to self. The other one is called Future Training and applies an increase to physical damage, physical attack, and ignores target dodge rate by a percentage. Her Tier 2 passive is called Exact Attack, increases guaranteed crit rate, and increases skill and bonus damage. Let's go ahead and jump in and check out her abilities in action, shall we?
Understood, ma'am.
Alrighty. She comes into battle a little bit more subtle. No ground destruction quite yet, but I'm sure we'll see it here soon. First skill we have is called Instant Telepathic Blast. I might be in a little bit of a bad position, but let's check it out. Oh, it's not too bad. It also nicely gathers the enemies all together, applies stun, silence, and mind control. Check it out over here one more time. Bam. Next up, now that we've rounded these guys up, we're going to do skill number 2, which is Ground Collapse.
She's a gun.
And also backs up, and there's that.
She's a gun.
Ground
My fifth skill. I can see it.
Ground damage causes snare.
Cable's Laura's gun.
That's the guy on the outside, but that's okay. Over here on the left, these guys are going to check out skill number 3, which is called Ability Mimic. This is another fun one. There's some fire, some ice, lightning. Nice little combination. Ability Mimic applies burn, shock, and silence, and decreases all basic defenses.
If this is what happens for Hope, then a Fantastic Four update's gonna be really, really good.
Let's check it out one last time. Also applies all damage and immunity, increases basic attack to self. Skill number 4, running back up to the front here. We have Gatling Combination. There's that after image, little. Maybe she's moving so fast that you see her, the glow of her power. One more time. Gatling Combination causes stun and paralysis and recovers a small amount of HP, invincible for a few seconds, and increases all basic damage for 1 attack. And next up, we have skill number 5. We'll
skill number 5.
Bundle of guys. This move is called Hope in Cable. So, as you can guess, Cable jumps in, causing burn and bleed, increases all basic attacks, defense, as well as speed and crit rate. Let's check that one out one more time. And lastly, we have her Awaken skill. Stay right here.
Hope
Make
does
it
look
easy.
pretty good.
This is called Spark of
bad.
Hope. And now we have mentioned before, have a couple of the Phoenix Force joining in the battle. This causes burn and fracture and mind blast and applies crit rate increase among other buffs. And let's go ahead and check out her combos as well. Alrighty, this is a longer one. So here goes nothing. 2, 5, 3, and 4. 2, 5, 3, 4. Oh, so close. One last time.
I mean, I
Practice
dropped it
sake.
already.
2, 5, 3, 4.
Yeah, that works.
Be sure to check out those combos for yourself.
128. Oh, damn.
Trying out this mutant in action.
Looks good. Hope Summer looks good.
Next up, we have Exodus, who holds the belief that mutants are the superior beings destined to inherit the earth. He's also been added, and is one of the most powerful mutants alive. Exodus uses his powers to teleport and release
he's
energy.
universal.
He performs better in PvP than PvE. Let's
Oh,
check out
wow.
some of his little animations here. His first passive is called Prophet's Will, and when debuffed, it removes all active debuffs from mutant allies. His second passive skill is called Psionic Armor, which grants super armor, increases all basic defense. It also increases skill and bonus damage by a percentage,
Okay.
as well as decreasing damage received by a percentage.
I'm pretty sure he would do
Lastly, his
better.
leader skill is called Power of the Leaf, and applies an increase to all basic attacks based on the number of mutant allies you have in your team. So, for example, if you just have one, you'll get a certain percentage, but if your whole team is mutants, you get a much larger percentage. So, let's go ahead and check out his skills.
I'm pretty sure he will do better as a neutral character than a hero character, like a Destroyer.
Alrighty then.
Cool entrance. Oh,
His
the
first
gear-
skill,
the gift of
high
tier
speed
2.
flash, and as you would imagine, it's pretty quick.
You've got to be joking.
Bam. Just like that. Turn off the skill countdown as always. One more time. High speed flash causes energy damage. Next up, skill number 2, Light of Judgment. Really like
Oh,
the
wow.
gather of the power there. Hesitates for a second and slams down. Light of Judgment applies silence. Skill number 3 is called Shield of Belief. It's cool little purple orbs slamming down with authority. Shield of Belief causes incapacitation and paralysis, recovers a percentage of HP, and barrier increases all basic attacks, defense, speed, and crit rate. And one last time.
I mean, he would have been a really good and cool character
Right here,
if he
skill
got like
number
a tier
4,
3
which
advancement
is
or something.
Power Snare.
It's a shame.
Another good one that kind of gathers everyone together there. Power Snare will apply silence and paralysis while granting invincibility and an increase to all basic damage by a percentage for one attack. And moving on to skill number 5. This is my favorite of his. This one is called Creation and Destruction. As you'll see in a moment why. He kind of pulls up, gathers up some materials, and creates this epic bomb and unloads on his enemies. Creation and Destruction will cause stun,
He's a
burn,
really cool
paralysis, and
character.
increase
Has
all
some
basic
really cool
defenses among
animations.
other buffs. We're going to go and jump
Yes,
into his practice
he
combos
was
as
kept
well.
as tier 2.
And wish me luck one more time. I'm just
Oh my
nervous being live, so I'm probably going to mess it up once again, but that's okay. 3, 5, and 4. 3, 5, 4. See? It's that last one every time. Alright, let's do it again. 3, 5, 4. See, I'm too slow that time. That's okay. Be sure to check out his combo. Maybe you'll master it. Any tips and tricks for timing are surely needed. And we can't wait to see Exodus in action.
It's a shame that he was kept as a tier 2.
And next,
Prior.
the new double cost native 2 tier 2 hero available in tier 3 is Madeline Pryor.
Wait, so you told me you got a tier 3 Madeline Pryor, but not Exodus? Really? Oh well.
Check out this.
At least they
epic
now do 2 tier
villain
3s per
joining
month. Per
Marvel
update,
Future
of
Fight. She can be acquired, as you saw earlier, by upgrading all designated heroes to tier 2 in Epic Quest Goblin Queen. Now, Madeline Pryor was created through a genetic manipulation as a clone of Jean Grey, and she can materialize her own energy or use the goblins from the Limbo Dimension to attack her enemies. Her passive is
The
called
Goblin
Hellish
Force.
Magic, which have the chance to penetrate super armor, barrier, shield, and all damage immune, invincible, and increase additional pierce damage and super armor. Her other passive is called Spell of Protection, which applies an increase to all resistance, skill, and bonus damage by a percentage, as well as a decrease to basic damage received. And her
Okay.
leader skill is called Queen's Will. This removes all debuffs for your allies. And by looking at her passive and leader skills,
Debuff
you can tell she's
removal.
going to be performing great in PvP. So let's check out this
debuff
brand new
removal,
superhero
guys.
on the field.
Madeline Pryor got the debuff removal.
Alrighty. Another slow and menacing walk up to the battle line. We jump right into it here. We have our first skill, which is
Jean Grey's
Light
profile.
Touch.
It's literally
Bam.
Dark Phoenix profile with like
Light
a
Touch will apply a high percentage
smaller
of
face.
energy attack and energy damage. As always, turn off that combo, and one more time for everybody. Awesome. All right, for this next skill, I'm going to go ahead and turn on AI for a second. This is a fun one.
Oh,
Right, so everyone's
okay.
running
No
around.
targeting.
Skill number 2 is called Thorn of the Abyss.
I think it's no targeting.
Alright, one more time.
Yeah.
Here, nope, don't got me. Bam. Alright, turn that off. They're all nicely glued together. Thorn of the Abyss will counterattack enemies and attacks into the target, ignoring target's effect. It also applies bleed, incapacitation, and paralysis to enemies. Recovers some HP and guarantees all damage immunity. Increases basic attacks for 1 attack. And now that we have everyone nice and gathered here, we're going to check out skill number 3.
Imagine
which
she
is
said
called
Jean Grey
Summon
Killer.
Demon. Alright, there in the middle. Sure, let's go. Nice little circle there, and all those goblin hands come up to assist her in battle. Summon Demon will apply bleed, silence, and decrease all basic defenses of an enemy. It applies barrier to self and accumulates pure damage when attacking, and increases all basic attacks based upon the accumulated damage.
Okay.
Alright, skill number 4. Since everyone's here, we're just going to stay right in this little zone. Skill number 4 is called Wings of Vengeance. This applies fracture, incapacitation, and panic to enemies. It grants HP recovery, invincibility, and increases all basic attacks, defense, speed, and crit rate. Alright, and now skill number 5 is called Goblin Queen's Wrath. Wouldn't want to be caught up in those spikes.
Okay. Not bad.
Right here in the center. Alright. Goblin's Queen Wrath will apply bleed, paralysis, and incapacitation enemies, granting all damage immunity and increase in all basic attacks to self. And lastly, we have her ultimate skill. It's called Queen's Judgment. When using the Tier 3 skill, housing massive psychic powers, Madeline Pryor appears sitting in her throne and uses her own energy to strike her enemies.
Pretty interesting.
Let's check that out one more time.
It's a pretty cool Tier 3. We can literally see nothing. Yeah.
Yes. We're going to go ahead and check out her dev recommended combos as well. There are 2 here. One is a little bit simpler one that I'll be trying, and there's another one with the ultimate skill in the rotation. So the one I'm doing is 3, 5, and 4. There's another one that's 6, 3, 5, and 4. But again, we're going to go with the easier one because we're still figuring this out. I should be better already. And 3, 5, and 4. There we go. Success. Finally.
She's really pro-friendly.
Awesome. We can't wait to see this powerful new supervillain in action.
Not bad, Madeline Pryor.
Alrighty. Lastly, this
Rachel
hero
Summers
has become even more powerful with the addition of a new uniform. Rachel Summers of the Summer family has crossed through time and space to create a better future. Inheriting the power of her mother, Rachel Summers is a superhero who possesses the limitless power of the Phoenix Force. I personally am a big fan of hers. All of her powers are really cool. She summons the Phoenix or attacks her enemies using the fire of the Phoenix Force. She gives mind resistance and removes all buffs to Phoenix Force allies. And her awakened passive is Phoenix Aurora, increases guaranteed dodge rate, increased skill damage. Her second passive is called Inherited Power, which grants immunity to mind control and charm effects with a high percentage chance to become immune to mind damage. And lastly, her leader skill is called Phoenix Majesty. When debuffed, increase mind resistance to all Phoenix Force allies, as well as removing debuffs. Let's go ahead and also check out her skills in game, shall we?
Sure. Yep, Days of the Future Past.
See, really cool landing even. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Rachel Summers. Didn't even know it till recently, but that's okay. First up, skill number 1 is Psionic Debuff. Psionic Debuff applies stun and deals fire damage.
Okay, I mean, she's already so much better. It's already so much better than her base self.
Skill number 2 is called Burning Illusion.
Because she already looks, yeah.
Another one of those dodging back after and laying down
She looks so
damage. Burning Illusion applies burn, snare, paralysis to enemies, and gives bearer to self. Third skill is called Black Hole.
Because they kept that black hole that skill.
Little space effects. I'm a big space fan if you haven't been able to tell. Black Hole applies stun, fear, snare, and decreases all basic defense to enemies and grants immunity to all debuff, increase, and fire damage to self. Alrighty. Over here on the left, these guys deserve a little action as well. Skill number 4 is called Phoenix Call.
Okay.
Alright, and one more time. Phoenix Call decreases fire resistance and applies burn, mind control and incapacitation, paralysis, and gives invincibility to self. Skill number 5 is going to be Phoenix Awakening. Alright, so this one is a little bit different from her last skill 5s, and it's a fun one as well. I'm going to try to hit everybody in each region. Let's check this out, shall we?
Oh, she gets a V-pad.
Oh, yeah, I got them all. Okay. Let's try
that's
this
cool.
time to do that one. That was fun.
But how would that do? I'm wondering how you can use that in World Boss.
This causes burn and stuns enemies
dying.
and recovers a percentage of HP,
Especially
increases
if you're
all
Dark
basic
Phoenix,
attacks,
they're gonna
defense,
not die.
speed, and crit rate. Also grants all damage immunity. And lastly, we have her Awaken skill. Similar to the other members of the Phoenix Force, we have Phoenix Volcano. Have a couple of members joining in. Phoenix Volcano causes burn, fracture, and mind blast. Also increases crit rate, crit damage, ignores target dodge rate, and more. One last time for everybody. Alrighty. And there you have it.
I mean, Rachel.
All the
really
new
good.
characters coming to this update. We hope you look forward to checking her out in game. Alrighty. In this update, the only new uniform is going to be Rachel Summers from X-Men Days of Future Past, and the uniform options include Colossus from Hellfire Gala, Kitty Pryde from the Red Queen, and of course, the family member Cable from Heart of Darkness. But don't be disappointed. There's some great news. There will be a 40% discount on all X-Men uniforms for this update.
Okay.
So will Rachel Summers be able to change the future of the mutant race?
I don't think so.
Well, now,
I don't think so.
before we move on, let's meet the heroes who have received a Tier 4 advancement
who's Tier
in
4?
potential transcendence. All right.
Really? Okay. I don't mind you giving Cable a Tier 4 and like Kid Omega Transcendence, we already know, but you could have at least given like both of them like a uniform, since both of them is required at Tier 2. You know, both of them is required at Tier 2 for to get Madeline prior. So why not also give them a uniform if you're gonna give them an upgrade already? Especially in Cyclops' case. Did I say Cable? It's Cyclops. Because we always have someone like Kid Omega, which gets a Transcendent and not an upgrade, but never someone like Tier 4 without a uniform. Because that sucks. Because still, with his old uniform, he's still only a support.
Cyclops, who helps Professor X to lead the X-Men, has gained new powers, having become even more tough through Tier 4 advancement. He performs well in PvE, especially as a leader in support. Cyclops explosive
Sorry guys.
releases his energy to unleash a devastating attack on his enemies. And of course, we have the mutant troublemaker Kid Omega. He's also gained new skills. Being an Omega level mutant and telepath, Kid Omega unites with Rachel and Hope Summers and uses the power of the Phoenix Force to attack his enemies. And we look forward as well to Cyclops and Kid Omega, who also fight for the peace of mutants with their new powers. But it's not over yet, agents. New items that will further enhance heroes' performance have also been added to this update, so let's check them out. Alrighty, then.
The ODs. Oh, new Odin's Blessings. Elemental Odin's Blessings. Oh, dang. Okay, so I like the idea of each one having their elemental damage, but instead of all basic attack, I think elemental defense would be better. Like, for example, flame can do like cold resist. I mean, like fire resist, and then cold damage and cold resist, lightning damage and lightning resist. It's just me. It might be good.
5 new types of Odin's Blessings will be added. The new Odin's Blessings are Flame, Chill, Lightning, Poison, and Mind, and each come with 2 options. All basic attack increase and elemental damage increase for their respective abilities. The new Odin's Blessings will especially make heroes with elemental damage even more powerful. For example, Thor and Odin, who deal lightning damage and perform well in PvE, or Jean Grey, who deals fire damage and excels in both PvP and PvE, come to mind. So be sure to equip the new Odin's Blessings to the appropriate heroes and upgrade those heroes.
Yeah, equip those heroes. And
along with the update, there'll be some
those
various improvements that have also been prepared. So let's just jump right into that, shall we?
Man, that's 500,000 gold, but
I'm gonna check out
14,000
new
crystals.
filtering feature similar to the one we use in my team has been added for those who have experienced difficulties finding heroes that meet conditions for challenges in the dispatch mission and more. So you can go and check out abilities.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's good.
Take a random here, Cosmic Q.
I mean, like,
you can now conveniently search for uniforms with the necessary options.
For new players, they might need it, but it's pretty good, I guess. Oh yeah, the character models look really good.
World boss here.
Okay. They also know the world boss. That's sad.
Lastly, the uniform and abilities will now be displayed in the character overview. So you can take a look here, click here, and check all the necessary details. This will allow you to use your heroes with advantages and effects and abilities according to the situation.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Let us know in the comments below what you think. Alrighty, everybody. We have looked into the main changes of the January update so far. And of course, there'll be more details and improvements that were not discussed through the live stream. So be sure to check out the update details and the notice that we posted in the community forum. And now, the moment you've been waiting for! It's time for the event coupons. The code can be used in the main lobby, as you know. And if you're an Android user, go to Settings, Info, and Coupon for Android users. And of course, if you're an iOS and Apple user, check out the coupon registration page on our forum. Usually it's entered in the chat right about now. The coupon code is Goblin Queen. There we go, right there. Goblin Queen, all one word, and it's valid until 1/13/6:59 a.m. PST. So as you know, be sure to enter the code quickly since it will expire soon.
And guess what? It's a 5-star hero chest. They really do change it back to crystals.
Well, there you have it. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're excited as we are for the January Goblin Queen update. Be sure to follow our social media channels and forums for...
Okay, I mean, it's not a bad update, but they messed up a lot of characters. Like Exodus, really, as a tier 2. Where you give freaking Madeline Pryor and Cyclops a tier 3 and tier 4. I think if they changed it to give Exodus a tier 4, it would be better, or Madeline Briar tier 4 and Exodus a tier 3. Another thing I do want to know is that, okay, that's,
Will embark on the boy. We have,
who's the,
as you can see, got lots of quests here. Plenty to do. Exodus, who can be acquired through the dimension shift, and lastly, we have.
okay. So I actually don't think you need to buy the deluxe pack. Oh, okay. So for people who saved up 6,600 crystal, use it somewhere else, because unless you want that Madeline Pryor power saving mode screen, you don't need to buy it to get Madeline Pryor herself. Okay, that's good.
The final character, Madeline Pryor, who can be acquired by upgrading all designated characters to the. Lastly, we.
Yeah, okay. So you might be able to get Rachel Summers and Hope Summers bios, and Exodus bios, and also Kid Omega and Cyclops in time travel, as they said. Maybe Exodus and Brothers in Crisis, and then for Unfortunate Fate, it's like Rachel and Hope with some other, I don't know, like Phoenix Feathers of some sort.
Have.
That's a good improvement for free-to-plays, and I guess like overall for people, because yeah.
The final character. Here we go. Check out this bad boy. A high quality exclusive power saving mode. Passive skills apply to self. Maybe she's moving so.
Okay, I mean, like in total of all the characters at this point, I will say it, okay. Most of these characters are pretty useless by the base look of them. I mean, I don't think they're bad characters, but they have released already a few really, like, a few PvP characters who I don't know if they could do any good or anything too good. But if you want to build PvP team, then definitely with an Exodus lead because of his leadership.
Belief that mutants are the most powerful mutants alive. The animations here. His first passive is called Prophet's Will, and when debuffed, it removes all active debuffs from mutant allies. His second passive skill is called Psionic Armor, which grants super armor, increases all basic defense. It also increases skill and bonus damage by a percentage, as well as decreasing damage received by a percentage. And lastly, his leader skill is called Power of the Leaf, and applies an increase to all basic attacks based on the number of mutant allies you have in your team.
Yeah, that one. So you do an Exodus as a leader, and if you're a full mutant team, that, I don't know, Jean Grey and Wolverine, like, yeah. Or if you want base only this update, and then Exodus, and Havoc and Madeline Pryor, yeah. Yep, so guys, this is the
So, for example, if you just have one, you'll get a certain percentage.
So it was disappointing, at least. Not too disappointing, but still. They messed up a few characters. But we will see when they actually come out in game. So yeah, see you guys later. Peace out.